Club with Nick and Jackie on Rodney's More FM. Very pleased to be joined by not one member of the legal team, but two members of the legal team. We've got Richard working, we've got Jess here as well, legalteam.co.nz. Very lucky to have our own resident lawyers on this very breakfast show, Jack.
Not just one, but we've got two here, just in case we've done something extra awful.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I feel like we're in a TV case at the minute.
Absolutely.
I feel very safe indeed.
Yeah.
So, Richard, we've got another question that's come through, and this is a good one. It goes like this. I bought a Kiwibuild house at the start of the year, and I want to move. Can I do this now?
Great question. Thanks for giving me the heads up on this, because I've actually brought one of my co-directors from the legal team here, Jessica, and the law's changing on this, so let me hand over to Jessica and she'll be able to fill you in.
Okay, sounds good.
Good morning, great to be here. So just quickly a little bit about the Kiwibuild scheme. What was it? Because it is winding down now. So it was a scheme that was intended to help people to get into their first homes. Certain obligations associated with that. You had to qualify before you were eligible for one of these homes. Your income had to be under a certain cap, various other things. And when you settled on the property, you signed a deed of covenant, which required you to live in the house for a one bedroom. It had to be for 1 year. For any other home, it was going to be for 3 years.
Yes.
So it was quite restrictive in terms of your plans, because it's not just when you signed the contract, you've got to think about the build time and where these people were 3-4 years down the track.
Yeah.
So the good news is, with the wind up of the Kiwibuild scheme, the duration you had to hold the home for has gone by the by. So that means that people are now free to rent out or to sell their homes. People who previously applied under a hardship exemption and got declined, they're now free to move forward with their plans. And in terms of people that we've acted for, we've been involved in some significant developments where people might have signed this contract, back in 2018, 2019, and only recently settled on the property. They've got 3 more kids in a 1-bedroom house. It's just not going to work.
Yeah, right.
So
this will be welcome news then for a lot of people.
Absolutely. Very welcome news for a lot of people. However, it is important to note that this is only in respect of the obligations under the Kiwibuild scheme. There are several other schemes that were in play at the time. So there's the First Home Partner Scheme, and there's also the First Home Grant. So if you were eligible for and applied for one of those schemes, those obligations still apply. For the First Home Grant, if you receive some money for the government to help you toward your deposit, the obligations still apply there, and that was 6 months from your date you settled on the house, that you've still got to make sure you're personally resident in there. You can rent out a room, but you can't move out of the property and rent the whole thing out entirely. So,
wow,
good changes.
Oh, absolutely. I can see why you brought her in now, Richard.
Yeah, no,
Jess has absolutely nailed that.
Absolutely, it's very good. So, but also we were asked, well, can we actually, avoid this in days gone by? And sort of, we said, no, you can't. But of course, I don't know whether anyone ever checked on that 3 years or whatever it was. I mean, that's another question altogether. And I'm not saying people should have done that, but I'm just saying, it was a constant question.
It's actually quite interesting. I did have one client where I got called by the First Home Buyer Scheme.
Yeah.
And it was a call because the name on the title didn't match the name on the deed of covenant. Now, this lovely client had actually transitioned and had legally changed their name. So it was a female name on the title. And the First Home Buyer Scheme, they were very concerned that they disposed of the property, but it was the same person.
And people say law is boring.
I know, right? Yeah. Oh my God.
So they were checking, not anymore. So that's all gone.
Wow. Okay. Well, this is great news. Thank you so much for clearing that up. A great question. The legal team, they're in Silverdale. Go check them out. And if Richard can't answer your question, there's Jess who's right there. She can answer it just as well. So the legalteam.co.nz. Thank you so much for your time this morning.
Brilliant.
Thank you.